Learning Zilu Nishmas Etta Ahuva by Yaakov Maseches Kelim Perik Tes Mishnah Aleph Machad Oy Tabas. If you have the Rash learns a Tamei Dika needle or a Tamei Dika ring, Shenimsu B'Nechushte Shel Taner, which was found on the bottom of the Taner, the place where the wood and the ashes is. And the question is, according to the Rash, is it considered inside the Taner to be Metame the Taner, or is it considered below and therefore it's not Teichai of the Taner to be Metame the Taner? So near Navaloya, it's in the cases that you could see it, but it's not actually going above the surface. So im oifes habatzig munagave behen tame, you would be mishar that if you would bake the dough over there and the dough would be touching the macha, that would mean the machat's in the aver of the Taner, and it would be metama the Taner. Be'eza batzig amru bebatzig beinitze, and you're mishar with a dough that's not too hard and not too soft. And the Rash just asks, why would you be mishar with dough if dough is not normally put on the bottom of the oven, it's put on the side of the oven? But the point of the Mishnah is that you're mishar to see is the macha tamei b'seicha taner or not b'seicha taner. The Mishnah continues, nimsu, and this I think the Rash learns that the machar or the tapas is tahar. B'tfeilas hataner, you found it in the tit that goes around the taner. Mukav tzameh psil, which was mukav tzameh psil. In b'tamei, so if the taner was tamei tamei, and then the machat within the tfeilah is also tamei. In b'tar, but if the Taner was tar, then the machat's also tar. The Rashi explains that since the Taner is mukav tzameh psil, so it's matzel also the machat and the tabas, because the betelim agav tfeilah shel Taner. They become bottled to the tfeilah of the Taner. Mishnah continues. Let's say nimsu b'megufas hachavis. Now we're moving from Taner to a chavis. In the seal of a barrel, you find a needle. So it depends where it is. Mitzida, if it's on the side, so then Tameyan. Meaning, if you would put this chavis in a oil hames, so whatever is in the chavis, it's a kli cheres, the chavis, and therefore whatever inside is going to be mutter because it's hook of tzamid psil. But anything that's not b'seich hachavis is going to be tamei. So we hear, since the machat is on the side of the megufas hachavis, so it's not considered tzarich of the chavis, therefore it would be tameyim. The Rash says, "Ein matzelas mitzideha." It's not going to be matzelit from the side, but micheneged pia. But if it was opposite the opening of the chavis, then tahirin, then it would be tar because it will be considered mukif tzamid psil. Nirim b'seicha avaloy la'avira. Let's say it looks like it's inside, but it's not actually below in the airspace of the chavis, so then tahirin, it's also going to be tahar. The Rash explains that even though it wouldn't be considered taicha chavis to say that if the chavis was tameh, it would be metame the tabas and machat, but le'inyan in a chavis tar, where you bring it into a oil ames, and you want to know if considered mukav tzameh psil, it's considered mukav tzameh psil, as long as it's keneged taicha, even though it's not going into the aver hachavis. Sheikim b'seichai v'tachtein klipas hashum tahirin. So over here, the Rash learns that why do you need a klipas shum? We just said a second ago that if it's near b'seichai, then it's tar. And over here, it seems that you need a tit on the bottom to be part of the megufa. So he says, because over here it's talking about that it's nishku lamata misvasa mitzida. It's on the side. V'nivka chavis sham, and the barrel is open over there. Tavi kineged teicha. I'm not sure exactly I understand the exact metzias, and therefore that's why dafka, if there's tit underneath it, then it'll be tar because it's considered part of the seal. The Rash ends off from a Tosefta that he learns out that the heter mukav tzameh psil will be even if it's b'seich hachavis or even if it's teich hamagufa. We learn now from a pasuk that also it's hukuf, it gets nitzel b'tzameh psil. It comes out from the Pirish of the Rash that if it was inside the chavis, then the Rash holds that it would be hutter with hukuf tzameh psil, even though the machan and the tapas is not a kli cheres. The the halacha of makav tzameh psil we'll soon see in the next Mishnah. According to the Rash, would be matzel even something that's not a kli cheres. The only exception to that will be in the next Mishnah, if it's a kli of ha'ama aretz, then it's only matzel a kli cheres and not a kli shetef because of exera that they made. However, the Rambam holds that even whether it's a Amoritz or a Chaver, the halacha of Mukav Tzamid Psil will not help for anything besides a Kli Cheres. And that's how he learns this last line of the Mishnah, that if there was no tit, then it would be Tameh, because it's a Kli Shetef inside a Kli Cheres is not going to be mutter with the halacha of Tzamid Psil. Mishnah Beis, which is also a Mishnah in Idias in the end of the first parak, where it lists 4 things that where Beis Hillel was chayzer to Beis Shammai, and this is one of them. Chaveshi malei mashkin tahirin umeinekes l'seicher. Let's go with the rash that we're talking about, a chaves of a amaretz, and there's a meinekes which is not a kli cheres, it's kli shetef, and it's inside mukav tzamid psil v'nosim boyel ameis. Beis Shammai omer chaves v'amashkin tahirin meinekes tmei, like we just said, that it's not matzel by a keli of amar, it's not matzel in the kli shetef inside of it. Beis Hillel no, af minekes tahira, it is matzel in it, but chazer Beis Hillel haris k'dei Beis Shammai, that it's not matzel only on oichan amashkin, but not on a kli shetef. It would also be matzel on a kli cheres within a tzamid psil, but on a kli shetef not. And the Gemara in Chagiga and in the Mishnah in Idias explains that the reason is because of a chashash that the Amoritz is going to lend the keli, the kli shetef, to someone else, and they're not going to know that it's a keli of Amoritz. So therefore, we're only matzel oichan amashkin, that oichan amashkin is negeya only for the Amoritz, chaveim or anyhow b'dei mehem. So over there will be mater for the Amoritz. And the Rash just ends, again, it comes out that this Mishnah is talking about a kli of a chaver, a kli of Amoritz, and the Mishnah before we're talking about a kli of a chaver, and over there it will be matzel, a kli of a chaver will be matzel any keli b'seich a kli cheres with the halacha of tzamid psil.